Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sentinel Sports Extra, Cleveland Guardians Weekly Report. No analytics here for June 2nd, 2025. I was very negative last week. I felt that the team would not have a good week against the Dodgers and Angels. I figured they would get swept by the Dodgers and then possibly win a couple games against the Angels. Well, they ended up winning a game against the Dodgers and then two against the Angels. And so they ended up going 3-3 and pretty good week, I guess, if you think about it, because, it's not easy when you face the payroll giant Dodgers. And, I don't want to hear Dodgers fans say, well, your owner could spend. Well, no, our owner could never spend the amount of money that the Dodgers can spend. The only way you think they could spend the same amount is if you don't understand baseball revenue. They are in two different leagues. So taking one of two from them was not horrible, even though it seemed horrible. It really did. A couple of them games, the Dodgers just, they wear you down. They do. They continue to, they don't have 5-6 run innings. They have 4 2-run innings or 3 2-run innings and a couple 1-run innings. And before you know it, it's 8-1 or it's 8-3. It's they scored 20 runs in 3 games. So they averaged almost 7 runs a game. And the Guardians scored 14, so they averaged almost 5, but it just wasn't enough, the run differential ended up being -6. Clayton Kershaw, they lost. The Dodgers did lose the game that Clayton Kershaw started, and he pitched well, though. Their bullpen blew that one on getaway day, on Wednesday. So I don't know. How do you beat them? How do you beat them in postseason? That's the thing. And in the league needs to understand that if this team is invincible, how good is that for the game? Because eventually, fans will stop watching the postseason because they know who's going to win, who's going to come out on top. Why watch? There's no drama to it. So, and I know Dodgers fans, oh, you're just jealous. No, I'm not jealous. I just think it's an unfair system. Hopefully something will be done about it. The Yankees whined, so probably something will be done by Major League Baseball because, if the Yankees whine about something, change is usually made. So we'll see. I think there's going to be a strike after next season. Because I think the owners are going to try to get a salary cap. But the players' union, is going to fight it because they're going to get every last penny they can, because they've got to support their families. And, $50 million can't support a family. It's got to be like $100 million. So let's feel really bad for them because let's face it, they're not looking out for the guys who play 1 or 2 years and make the league minimum. They don't give a crap about them. They don't give one crap about them, the players' union. The players' union cares about huge salaries. That's all they care about. So 3-3 last week, 1-2 against the Dodgers, but then they took the series with the Angels. Excuse me. They went 2-1 against them. They outscored them by 1 run, 12-11 in the series. Gavin Williams had a great start yesterday, taking that no-hitter into the seventh inning with 2 outs. So that was really something. I mean, I thought maybe he'd get through 7, but then he couldn't even finish the inning. Wasn't able to finish the inning. Schneemann went the wrong way on the hit. Who knows if he would have got to it? But it was kind of pathetic that he went the wrong way. But and then Arias's glove broke. And the Angels ended up getting 2 runs. So that was kind of disappointing. I was kind of hoping for a no-hitter. It's been a while, since they had one. 1981. I believe they have the longest drought in Major League Baseball as far as no-hitters now. Well, not only championship, it's now no-hitters. So, but this upcoming week, starting tomorrow in the cesspool they call the Bronx, the Guardians will be taking on the Yankees for 3 games. And I wholeheartedly expect Yankees fans to be the rotten human beings they always are. And, yell horrible things at Guardians players. And then deny it, or then act like they didn't do anything wrong, and Major League Baseball, too, completely ignore it. That is the script when you go to New York. My thing is, I'm hoping that they could keep Aaron Judge in the ballpark. If they could keep Aaron Judge in the ballpark for 3 games, they have a chance of winning 2 out of 3. Of course, when you have the 200-foot right field in Yankee Stadium, it's hard to keep guys in the ballpark. But the Yankees are 36-22, nothing spectacular. They are 4 games ahead of the Guardians, which is not a lot. With that payroll they have, you would think they would be a lot farther ahead, and they play in the weak AL East. The AL Central still has a better record than the AL East. Yes, it does. And it has 3 playoff teams, and the Royals are a half game behind the Astros for the 4th spot. But the Guardians did take 2 out of 3 in Cleveland on April 21st through the 23rd. The Yankees did win the run differential in the series, 11-10. But we will the Yankees, like I said, they're 36-22. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Their run differential is plus 98. Well, they play in that weak division. What do you expect? When you play in a weak division, your run differential will be higher. It should be when you have that payroll and your division's weak. But after the 3 in the Bronx, then the Guardians return home, and they will play the Houston Astros for 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Astros are 32-27. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They are a plus 15 run differential. They are a half game up for the 3rd wild card. Or actually, they're the 2nd wild card right now. The Twins are the 3rd wild card. So, if hopefully the Guardians, can take 2 or 3 in that series and put a little distance between them and the Astros. And it would be good to see the Royals win a little bit here and take that last wild card spot back. I just think it would be amazing if the AL Central could get 4 wild card spots. That would, the owners' meeting then in December would be talking about rules changes, because they wouldn't be able to handle the fact that the AL Central had 4 wild card teams. But right now there's three wild card teams and the division winner. Right now there's 2 wild cards from the Central, and then the Astros, who starting on Friday, the Guardians will play a Progressive Field. Last week, going over last week, the catching position for the Guardians, it was not good. It was not good. I know a lot of people want to complain about the catching position a lot, but last week they had, their gripe was right. There was not one hit from the Guardians catchers all last week. That's not good. No, that's not good. For the week for Bo Naylor and Austin Hedges. But there were bright spots. Of course, Jose Ramirez, as usual, hitting 474, a couple of home runs, 3 RBI. Carlos Santana continuing his hot May. I almost hate that they're off today. But last week he hit 529 with 1 home run and 2 RBI. And then Nolan Jones, I still don't believe in Nolan Jones. I still don't. I just don't think he's that good. He hit 444 last week with a triple and 6 RBI. So those were 3 offensive positive things. John Kenzie Noel hit 200. He got 5 big at bats. He got 5 big at bats last week. That was great. 5 at bats, and he had a hit. So, but this upcoming week it's going to be another difficult one. You're playing the Yankees. I mean, they're not the Dodgers, and the Guardians took 2 out of 3 from them in April, so they are beatable. But going to New York's a different story because of the horrible atmosphere there with the rotten fans. But subhuman, those people. They're subhuman the way they talk and the way they act. Things they yell at players. And that was proven last year in the playoffs. But he's probably a hero in New York. Those guys, they're heroes because that's how New York sports fans like to treat people like crap. Not Guardians related, but boy, it did my heart good to see the Knicks eliminated. But so this week's going to be tough. I predicted 2-4 last week. They went 3-3, so I was wrong for the 3rd consecutive week. 2 out of the 3, the week ended better than I thought. So this week I'm going to go again in I'm going to be positive this week. Let's hope I'm right this time. I'm going to say they'll go 4-2. I'm going to say they're going to take 2 out of 3 in New York, and then they're going to come home and take 2 out of 3 against the Astros. And then, hopefully the Tigers start losing a little bit so the Guardians can make up some ground. They're 4 games or 6 games back from the Tigers right now. Guardians in 2nd place, 6 games back of the Tigers. The Twins are 7 back, and the Royals are 8 back. They've fallen a little bit. I think they lost 2 out of 3 in Detroit over the weekend. I'm pretty sure that's what that was a 3-game series. But we're going to hope that this week is an over 500 week, not a week at 500. And then string some over 500 weeks together. Last year, a lot of people were like, well, that first part of the season was so, easy. They didn't play anything. Well, this first 2 months has been tough, and it's not getting easier here. June's tough too. So that makes me think if they could get 6 to 7 games above 500 by the end of June, stay there, maybe 8 games, stay there. The last 3 months of the schedule is a lot easier. So they just need to stay the course and play maybe a couple games over 500 in June. They can go, if they go into July, 8 games over 500, I think they'll be just fine. But because this first half of the season has been much harder than the first half last year. And so hopefully there won't be an August collapse like last year where they collapsed, but they held on and won the division anyway. But they did collapse in August. August was very tough last year. But, you know, everybody plays everybody now. So, you know, hopefully the schedule maker made the schedule easier in the second half of the season, which it looks like they probably did. But I think that's going to be it for this week. There's not a lot more to go on or talk about. So let's hope that next week we're sitting here. 3:00 is our new time on Mondays for this Guardians report. But yeah, next week, same place. We'll be talking about hopefully a 4-2 week. That's what I said they're going to go. They're going to go 4-2. So everybody have a good week, and I'll see you next week. And go Guardians.